And it says starting. There you go, lovely. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Bold Knowledge Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Usman, joined by MK this time.
Yeah,
Surprising.
yeah.
Yeah, Azam's not here, which is the surprising bit. But me and MK will go ahead and we'll take this. Cool. We'll start off. But firstly, MK, how are you?
I'm good.
How's Ramadan going?
It's actually going all right so far. Not really going through emotions, just being repetitive. Going out for a bit, and then mosque or whatever. But yeah, it's been all right. It's been good. But it'll get harder as the weeks go on, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, next week we're hopefully going to meet up. Or the week after.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, I'm basically, there's a master's course I've been looking at, and it's in East London. I was thinking because that runs from 5 to 8, but I probably won't be there the entire time. We could meet up for iftar that day, but the only problem is Liverpool are playing that day in the Champions League.
Oh, in Champions League? I thought it was United.
No, because next week, Tuesday is United. Then the week after is Champions League. And the Masters Open Day is on the 27th.
Oh, wow.
So we could do something there. Sports analytics one.
Ooh.
Yeah, it looks pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
That looks sick. That is sick.
I'll send it in the chat, but it looks sick.
Yeah.
Cool. Would you want to start with the Premier League?
Yeah.
We'll start off. We'll start off. You probably don't want to talk about, but we're gonna have the game that started off the weekend.
Oh my days!
You did lose to Everton. Manchester United lost 1-0 to Everton.
Well, I was telling you. I think did we not do a prediction on that? The league.
No, I think we only did Liverpool Man City game.
Oh yeah. But I think I did say. I think Matt said in the chat that I knew we was going to lose that game or draw that game. I said it's going to be a draw. Did not expect us to lose, but then now I can't expect anything. If we lose to Everton, I'm looking at every team. I'm thinking you lot could beat us.
Yeah.
I can't look at anyone else. I think, oh, this is a win. Like if you look at, this is West Ham. That's a win. But with us, Norwich is now we've got Norwich next, but that's a problem for me. I'm worried about Josh Sargent and Pookie. Whereas these guys shouldn't be nothing, but if I have to, everything was shambles. I mean, everything deserved everything. They shouldn't be 1-0. It should be 2-0, 2-0, 3-0. We didn't deserve a single. It was that bad. It was poor. Richarlison was amazing for Everton. But I'll start with Everton. They were amazing. I think they worked hard. They work as a team. That's what matters. When you work as a team, it'll be very hard to beat a team that's together.
It's a big change from where we've seen Everton when Frank first joined, I think. Because we saw it with the Newcastle game as well, where they won in the 99th minute. It's a big change from where they were. I don't think they're an incredible team at the moment, or where you think Everton picking up from Ancelotti with this team where they should be. But given what Frank's done, I hate to say it, but he's doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, because he came in a situation where they were in a relegation battle, so nobody expected them to just pull away and go back to mid-table. They were going to be in a relegation battle, so that you win against United, even though it's a terrible United team, it should help them. Like that should be a blueprint for them. Say, okay, cool. If you just do this against everyone else, we'll stay up.
Yeah,
that's what they have to do. Just work as hard as they did against United, and the results will come. Because working hard as a team usually gets you results, even if it's not. Even if you do work hard against Liverpool, you'll lose to them or Man City, but at least you'll be competitive.
Yeah.
Whereas if you work as hard as a team against like a lower half of that team, you win. So I think that's what Everton should do. They should use that game and take on forward to the rest of the season, and hopefully they stay up.
Yep. I mean, I don't want them to stay on, but it looks like it.
It is because of United. Because if we beat them, we would put mad pressure on them.
Yeah.
And they'll probably crumble.
But then obviously we need Burnley to win. So.
Yeah, but.
Speaking of United, big news out of this week. The Athletic have confirmed it. Ten Hag has a verbal agreement to be the next Manchester United manager, which is something we've said was probably the right move.
Yeah, it is. Because Pochettino was the one that we thought, if United go for the Pochettino route, that's basically them either basically giving in to play power again, because the players apparently want Pochettino, and also listen to Alex Ferguson's advice, which has not helped us since he retired.
Yeah.
Going against us. It feels like he's managing or working against us.
Moyes.
Yeah, Moyes, because apparently he was Scottish.
Yeah.
And then he was back in Oli, even when he looked like he shouldn't be here in the first place. So things like that, you don't want to be listed Fergie anymore. And then you want to Pochettino, so you're thinking maybe listed Fergie's advice is not the real thing. But yeah, I like Ten Hag. Ten Hag appointment really is a good appointment, especially especially the way it's been reported by Ornstein that he wants to have his own like demands in place on his contract, not like wishful thinking. It's actually on his contract that this is what he wants, and if he doesn't get what he wants, then he can easily leave or ask for like he can walk away with money, whatever. So it pushed pressure Man United to listen to him, and then basically do what Liverpool's blueprint and Man City's blueprint of backing the manager before he's even here. Like, City got signed manager players before Pep even joined, and apparently rumored to sign Calvin Phillips, which looks similar to what United want to do. I mean, Ajax did with Frankie De Jong and Van der Beek, and with that energy midfield. So it's good that we're actually proactively going for side players and also confirming the manager before the season even started, which is good because that makes you plan on what he wants and what you want to do from now on. So that's more what Man United should be doing 8 years ago, but it's better late than never, isn't it? So I'm not really against that sign at all. It's a great appointment. I think it's a great appointment.
Yeah, and something that we talked about United before is their philosophy of bringing in youth players, because obviously the Class of '92 is one of the most famous youth groups that ever play football.
Yeah.
So Ten Hag, we know at Ajax, really focused on bringing youth players, because we've seen so many great youth players coming out of Ajax for the past for years and years now. They're one of the most famous academies in the world. Yeah, so that specifically, especially with the talent that you have in the academy as well.
Yeah. It's the other coming talent with the under 18s are doing well. They're in the cup final, the FA Cup Youth Cup final with Chelsea. Yeah. Usually always I think they're facing Wolves. They might be facing somebody, but they beat Chelsea on the way to go to the Youth Cup final. So we've got a lot of youth coming through. It's a new batch of youth under 18s. They're very good. But yeah, it's good because tonight also, how good he is with young players, with Frankie De Jong, De Ligt, even the young one right now with Timber at Ajax and Gravenberch. So he's worked well with youngsters, and even on that front, he's great on that front. He's great on developing players that are struggling, like Rashford is right now. But remember Tadic at Southampton, he was a good player, but not many people rated Tadic like that. We was thinking, he's a bit whatever. But now at Ajax, he's not recently, but a couple of years ago, he was one of the best players in Europe.
Yeah, he's one of the most exciting players to watch as well.
Yeah, definitely. And Serbia in the World Cup because of him and because of players like that. So Tadic is a great player, and he developed and went on another level on Ten Hag. So it's a great appointment. It's actually unlike Man United to go for him.
Yeah.
Because usually we go for someone like Pochettino, who's more of a manager, more of a manager that it's more Fergie-esque. He's not nowhere near Fergie's level, but almost more.
But that type of management style where you'd manage each player individually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whereas Ten Hag's coaching, strictly style of play, strictly just progressive football, which
is how it should be at the moment, right now, because it's proven Klopp and Guardiola how they manage is what's working in football.
Exactly, and that's what we've been going against that with. Well, we obviously got Moyes, which made no sense. And Dave Moyes came out recently in an interview saying maybe if I joined United now rather than then, I might have been in a better position. He was even admitting that he wasn't ready for the job. Ruben Howe, he was a bit of a washman, not wash, but he was towards the end of his career. Mourinho, we knew that was an ego signing because Pep Guardiola joined. So we was like, hey, cool, who's Pep Guardiola's rival? Let's get Jose. No thinking, no planning, just all emotions.
He did try for Klopp, to be fair.
Yeah, we did. That was close. We kept getting close to the right manager. We kept getting close, but then we just go away from it. Like even Gareth Bale signing and Tony Kroos, he was that close to getting Kroos and Bale, but then we went for Fellaini and Massa.
Thomas Muller as well. So many years. It was always Manchester United and Thomas Muller
and Griezmann under Mourinho. Yeah. Griezmann at his best, and we thought we can get Griezmann, and he said himself that he was 6 out of 10 that he was about to join. So we kept getting close. But now we actually got the manager that hopefully gets us to the next level and play football, which is progressive. And if that's the case, if that's the case, we have to wait years. I'm all for it.
It's time for Man United to get out of the banter years.
Yeah, we have to. It's been 10 years, and it's even worse to be banter now than when you lot was in the banter year because social media wasn't really prevalent then.
Yeah, thank God it wasn't. Can you imagine if we had social media and Roy Hodgson was involved.
Oh my days. With
The
Stewart,
fucking meltdowns
with
we'd
Jay
see
Spirit,
every week.
Jay Spirit, Scott
Imagine,
wasn't that bad, but like, just so many
imagine
bad
the
players.
Twitter beef around the Torres transfer.
Oh my days. The bricks on his head.
Can you imagine how Twitter would have been when Torres missed that open goal against United?
Yeah.
That would have been fucking crazy.
It would have been, oh man. Chelsea fans already hated Lukaku. Imagine the things they would be saying about Torres.
Yeah.
Because at least Lukaku's not missing open goals. Torres missed the most obvious open goals. Social media would have been killing Liverpool.
Yeah, honestly.
Wow.
Cool. Moving on to the 3:00 kickoffs on a Saturday, we saw Leeds beat Watford 3-0, which Jesse Marsch has been really good so far. I was listening to him on TalkSport the other day, on Wednesday morning or Tuesday morning, one of them. He knows what he's talking about, and it's great because he was like, he was talking about the difference between managing in England, managing in Germany.
Yeah.
And he was like, in Germany, it's like methodical. It's like there's no emotions with the people. You just do what you have to do and just win, win, win. And it's like you have to bring in your own tactics and you have to polish up, make it work. But in England, it's like a lot more close knit.
Yeah.
And you know all the players properly, and you can play around with your management style and stuff to see what fits and what works. And what he's doing so far is working because Leeds are going to stay up.
Yeah, they are. For sure they are. And it's good. I think he came in with 2 comeback wins, innit?
Yeah.
They were 2-0 down twice and they came back. So that's when I knew they had the fighting spirit and they believed in what Jesse Marsch was telling them. And to be fair, people were doubting him because he's American and all that. And obviously,
the Ted Lasso jokes.
Yeah. But we knew he was a decent. At Salzburg, I thought he was highly rated in Salzburg. So, and if he went to Leipzig, it didn't really work out like that. But he's now at Leeds. I think he's in a place where they all listen to him. There's no egos there.
Yeah.
I think they'll stay up for sure. And yeah, I think that's a good appointment. It's a good.
He was also saying how. So I like how he was critical about Bielsa while not disrespecting Bielsa. He was like, obviously the players played that way under Bielsa in the Championship and in the Premier League last season. It worked out, but if we watch them this season, so many injuries. Firstly, and secondly, the Leeds players were gassed after like 20 minutes.
Because it's intense football.
Yeah, it was murderable.
Yeah, it's quite literally because it's non-stop running for the whole game. Like they're expecting you to run every single second. You have to be on it. And it works in Championship when the teams can't handle the press. But when in the Premier League where teams are passing around you, then it gets tiring and more tiring.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Bielsa's tactics are always naive. I always put it very naive, especially against teams like United. Even though we're not great, we're still great at counter-attacking. That's why I keep beating them 5-1, 6-1.
Yeah, you battered them basically every time you came up against them.
Every time we face them, it's smashing because not only they play high line, they also just go all out running. It's not even organized press; they're just running. So United just go through and then just run behind. And then obviously teams like Liverpool City have more joy as well. But what I like about what Jesse Marsch is doing is it's not really naive. It's playing to the opponent and not being exposing them out the back. And now they're staying up because just be solid defensively and you'll stay up.
They played really well against Watford as well, I thought. Yeah. What I will want to bring up, Watford, right? There was one moment, I can't remember what minute it was in, but I was watching the match back. He gets the ball in, completely free, goes forward, smashes it over the bar. A clear chance to get Watford back into the game, he just squanders it. It was ridiculous.
He's another one that's quite hit and miss. He's definitely very hit and miss, but I'm not sure because I don't watch Watford week up. I don't know if Watford fans are turning on him. I don't think they are.
I don't think they are. He's still like really good. He's arguably their best player.
Probably
but I think those moments against teams that you're battling relegation against, you have to take them. You can't do something stupid like that. I think who was at fault for the second goal? I can't remember. It's one of the defenders. I can't remember the name, but it's like trying to back pass with Ben Foster, completely fucks it up. Can't be doing that against a team like Leeds who need to stay up and will fight to stay up.
Yeah, you can't at all, man. I think it's a lot of Watford are defensively they're terrible, but honestly, they're honestly one of the worst teams defensively. They are Championship defense too, so maybe they should go to Championship because the defense is Championship level.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Also at 3:00 we saw Chelsea beat Southampton 6-0, which I mean we come to we accept it from Southampton at this point. We know something's going to happen like that in
And
this season.
Yeah, every season there will be a battering somewhere.
Yeah.
They play very well one game and then terrible another.
The big 3:00 kickoff. We saw Arsenal lose 2-1 at home to Brighton. Shocking.
Tragic, because I thought they would win because Brighton don't score. They only got 2 goals in 10 games, so that should tell you that Arsenal should win. But what I saw from start 11 was I can clearly tell he does not like that new left back Tavares, because he took him off at half time in the FA Cup game and did it again the other game.
Yeah.
So he clearly doesn't like him. So
missing Tierney is a big problem for Arsenal.
Very big problem, because they're trying to force players like Xhaka at left back, which ain't gonna work.
Yeah, he was shit. His positioning was incredibly crap.
He's like, I don't know where to go. Should I go forward? Should I stay? Should I go back? And then
I think
right back doesn't do much.
Yeah, the issue at right back as well for Arsenal is the fullbacks are the issues, because it should be Tomiyasu, who I think was all right from when he was there, but Cedric isn't good.
Nah, he's too hit and miss for me. And also, Tomiyasu, he's been out for a while and no one knows what.
Yeah, he hasn't played since January.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Arteta's not even saying how long he's out for, what his injury is. It's right now as a myth. And now Tierney's out for the season. The party probably out for the season. Might be coming up the last game, but it could be too late until the last game. And for me, Thomas Partey not being there is even just as big a miss, because Congo is young and I'm not quite sure he's ready. And playing Smith Rowe as an 8, that is just asking for trouble.
It wasn't working. Arsenal just weren't clicking.
Yeah, Basuma was just going through that like it was nothing. And that's Basuma. If you're facing Spurs, you've got Kane, Son, Kulusevski now. You're not beating that with Xhaka left back, with no Partey. And lose the Brighton. I thought if they beat Brighton, they can handle this miss, but I think that loss to Brighton was more damaging than they thought. Because
we had a good game for Brighton.
Mwepu. Yeah,
Mwepu, what a game. Brilliant.
He's amazing. I didn't expect him, like, even that young Casado kid that United went into once.
Yeah.
He came, I thought he was good too, but Mwepu for me, he's man of the match comfortably.
Yeah, definitely.
That goal was a banger.
It's crazy. All 3 goals were bangers.
All of them was.
Trossard's goal, the way he took it was incredible.
First time finish, but it's like the Brighton were always scoring goals, but this is rare for them. Like, we're even singing in the away stand. We finally scored something. So
I would say, I know Odegaard's goal took a massive deflection, but what a strike!
Yeah, it looked like, screw it, I'm hitting this wherever happens. Yeah, because they were losing anyways, but
something I want to bring up. I know it's not a massive deal, right? But in Nketiah, Arsenal last week lost 3-0 to Crystal Palace and then lost 2-1 to Brighton at home. Oh, yeah. Nketiah, both matches, had a chance to put Arsenal back in the game, but hit the crossbar.
Yeah, that's why he's got 0 goals in the Premier League.
Specifically, the Brighton one I want to look at, because another Palace one, I think he was like running into the box and he was trying to get over Guaita, which is fine. But the Brighton one, Odegaard's free kick comes off the crossbar. You're standing basically on the 6-yard line.
Yeah, and you just hit it back.
And you hit the bar.
It's what happens when you have a striker that you can't pretty rely on to score goals.
Yeah.
You might get a couple of goals from now to the end of the season, but what's that?
He's not staying. I know they said that he's not staying. Lacazette needs to go as well. Lacazette, he's not doing anything.
He's terrible. There's no. He'll give you a couple of times, pass back, sideways pass. Yeah. What's that could do for you? You need a striker that'll get you goals and can contribute in an efficient fashion, like Harry Kane is. Obviously, he's nowhere near Harry Kane's level, but even Aubameyang, what he did for Barcelona, that could help right now this season. You can't sell Aubameyang and then not replace him. Not even a backup striker. You're asking for trouble. And now you're in a situation where you've got 2 players, not just 2 players, 2 key players like Tierney and Partey out for probably the season. And now you're looking at relying on Tavares, who's young, and Congo, who's also young. So now you've got basically Bukayo Saka as one of the most experienced players to carry a team to go past a team that's got Harry Kane and Son leading with Kulusevski and Conte as the manager.
Yeah. Speaking of Tottenham, 4-0 at Villa, Son hat-trick, Kulusevski 1 goal and an assist, Kane 2 assists.
Dangerous.
Honestly, what a team.
They're super dangerous. And what I like with them is, this is Tottenham with Conte image. Not totally a whole image, but you can tell there's some of his image already implemented his team already. That that quick straight to Harry Kane, Son making a run. Kulusevski knows where to go. The fullbacks are now pushing forward. Doherty, even though he's out for now, but when
he's out for the rest of the season now.
Yeah, that's kind of a miss. But he's playing well, but they can replace him with Sessing on left back and maybe Emerson right back. But
yeah,
push forward. They look strong. They're solid now defensively because they've got Romero, who's he's the best centre back out of the top 4 contenders. For me, he's better than Maguire, Varane, and for me, he's better than Ben White and Gabriel. Romero is better than all of them for me. He's sensational.
He is, honestly.
He's incredible. He's not even flustered at all defensively. He takes on anybody.
Yeah, he looks so confident at the back.
Yeah. There's one time I think someone tried to take him on, so he showed him one way and he got the ball off from the other way.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this guy is top quality. And the way they dispatched Villa like that, 4-0 at their ground, yeah, that was. And Son, Patrick, this is where Spurs peak, especially Kane and Son. They always peak towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
And all Antonio Conte teams always strong, always finish the season strong. Like even when Conte had that season at Chelsea when he was flopping, but he still ended the season with FA Cup.
Yeah.
He always ends the season strong. And then now, where we at the business end of the season, it's looking like Spurs will get that 4th place.
It's hilarious to think that, considering we talk about Spurs as the team that bottles everything.
It's like a Conte appointment, isn't it? It's just, it's like, oh, they finally got him. And that Kulusevski signing, by the way, that is the most underrated signing of the.
I think he's still alone at the moment, but they definitely should sign him by the end of the season. I think it's 35 million this season. Not even a fucking second thought about it. Straight away, Levy, sign him.
It's not even. I think he have to go back straight away because not only is he his ability, he's very good. He complements Kane and Son, and also he's 21. He's a young player.
Exactly.
So he can even grow to be better.
His match against City, the way he played, the way he just got through past Cancelo, got past the high line, with fucking ease as well.
Yeah, that is.
It was incredible.
You're like Mahrez. You like Mahrez. You can glide past people, and he knows how to. His decision making up there with the best in the league, and he always makes the right decisions. And what I really thought about him the most is with Kane and Son, you can't really flop. If you're Kane and Son's partner, you shouldn't be able to be flopping. You should make that from a front 2 to a front 3. That's why when I look at Lucas Moura and Bergwijn, I'm thinking you two must be really bad because how have you not made that front 2 into a front 3? But Kulusevski made Kane and Son from a lethal duo to one of the best front 3s in Europe.
Yeah,
so that's how good they are now.
Arguably the best partnership in Premier League history as well.
Yeah, numbers saying it, and the way they complement each other. When Kane just looked one little glance, he knew Son was making a run, flicked over, Son's got through goal. It's every time. If people think it's by luck, no, it isn't.
They make it look so easy as well.
It looks so easy, but it's not at all. It's very hard to get synergy like that in the team.
Yeah.
And the way they link up now, and the way Kulusevski is complementing those two, and it's Antonio Conte managing all them, and Romero in the back.
That's crazy.
It's looking like they got and it is it is
yeah, definitely. Yeah. Sunday, I'll skip through the 2:00 kickoffs and we'll go to the big game. Brentford beat West Ham 2-0. Brentford going back into form. You love to see it. Yeah. West Ham kind of stuttering. I know tonight they've got Lyon 1-1 going into France. It will be hard for them.
It will be. Like Cresswell at left back. It's going to be difficult. But West Ham, they obviously can't handle this Europa League and Premier League towards the end of the season because it's hard to.
It's gonna, it is.
They haven't got a great bench in it. The West Ham fans always complain about their bench, and I could tell because they don't really have an Antonio replacement up top. There's no one you can say you can put them off straight.
Especially with the games coming up.
Yeah,
for West Ham. Yeah, they got City coming up at the end of the season as well.
Yeah, they got Arsenal soon too. That will be tough. And
it's
hard for them, but yeah.
We saw Leicester beat Palace 2-1 and Burnley losing 2-0 to Norwich.
Massive result for Burnley. That could relegate them.
Yeah.
Lose to Norwich, that should be 3 points.
Ridiculous. It's time. Azam's not here, but we will talk about it. Manchester City 2, Liverpool 2. We had glimpses of promise. At the start of the second half, we were good. Few parts of the first half, we were good. But Man City are so dominating. It's ridiculous.
They were dangerous every single minute of the game. Even when you had your spell in the second half, I thought that if they get the ball again, they're going at you. And then
that's what I was worried about.
that much. Oh wow, they had so many. They had chances to really kill the game off, but then you lot had chances too.
Yeah, we had loads of chances. We just didn't take them. I think I know Jota scored. I wanted Firmino to start though. I think Firmino, if you put Firmino in those Jota chances, we have a lot better chance of scoring.
Yeah. And also Firmino, what I like about Firmino is his passing. He links it up very well. While Jota's passing is not there at all.
Yeah.
So
I think we saw difference last night between how Jota plays with Salah and how Firmino plays with Salah. I liked how Firmino. I know Salah didn't score last night against Benfica, but the way him and Firmino play off of each other is great.
Yeah, even I watched the game because I got to watch it from Darwin Núñez, and I think Salah had like a chance to go through just for Firmino round the pass.
Yeah,
and that's just that's synergy as well. The front three, they play each other for almost 4 years, 5 years, so they know how to play each other. So that would have been a front three I would play against City.
Yeah,
but he still scored, so it's not like he didn't contribute.
Yeah, De Bruyne 5 minutes, and De Bruyne's just so tough to play against.
When he's like this, he's the best player in the Premier League. When he's playing like this, it's hard to stop him. He's burst through the middle that he can't stop. When he goes to that second yard of pace, and he's charging towards a goal, it's legit one of the best things to see in the league. I really like watching De Bruyne like that. When he's on it like this, it's hard to stop him. And I really like how De Bruyne and Sterling linked up together. Especially Jesus, for me, his decision making was not good at all in that game. It was very bad, very, very bad. Because there's times where he should have cut back in. De Bruyne made a pass to him, and it's obvious that De Bruyne is like this. It's asked for the ball. And Jesus trying to shoot in a weird angle.
Yeah, he had two people coming on the edge of the box, and he started to shoot it.
In an angle where
are
you trying to see that there would be Alisson in there, but you should know Alisson. You played training in Brazil, and he starts from Brazil. There's a reason why he's one of the best goalkeeper in the world. So it was very bad decision making from Jesus. But
I thought one thing I'll compliment City on is how they played against the high line. Because I know we supposedly are the best team at catching people offside, or we are the best team at catching people offside. But wow, the way they play against the high line is no joke. Because we were bullied.
It's so clever how they do it, because they don't really do it typically how other teams do it. Other teams try to use a wide width area. They try to drift in with Cancelo as the wide area, and then Sterling and Jesus go towards centre backs. So because it's actually mostly how Cancelo was beating off that trap. Then he's 1-1 with Trent, and sometimes he beats him. Then there's a chance to create from there. I really like the tactics from Pep Guardiola. He worked, and he should have came out there when Riyad Mahrez, obviously, he decided to chip the ball for no reason at all. But he put it for 3-0 up.
I will say, as much as I thought, I hate saying it, but Man City did deserve the win. We should have taken our chances, but obviously, if we look at how we played, City should have won. I think that speaks levels about our defence, though.
Oh, for sure. Alisson in goal, where he smothered Sterling, Van Dijk. 1v1 draws, it doesn't look like he gets beat. Generally, he only gets beat when he's not 1v1, and there's like another movement. When he's 1v1 and you run at him, he's beating you. Like, he's going to make sure you slow down and just gets the ball off you.
And then that Mara's chance at the end as well deflected off of Matip and went over, which was a massive stop by Matip.
Yeah, it was, because I didn't see the stop. I thought it was just a chip, and then I looked at it, might have blocked it, and wow.
Yeah. That draw means that Liverpool's still a point behind Manchester City.
It's still on,
which is big. The title, the race is still on. The one match I'm looking at is the West Ham game. West Ham have beaten City this season.
That's North London. Is that West Ham?
I cannot remember. Let me check.
I
think it is at West Ham though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they faced them. I can't remember that. I don't remember West Ham City came at all this season.
They beat them in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, that's like I remember. But that was at West Ham Stadium, but it doesn't really matter for a league.
At London Stadium on the 15th of May, which could get postponed, I think, if City beat us on the weekend.
Oh yes, because that's the thing I was going to touch on. United, Chelsea, if they beat Palace in the Cup, that means the Chelsea game's pushed back or forward to 28th, which means Liverpool, United versus Liverpool, United versus Arsenal, and then United versus Chelsea, 3 in a row. It's actually really out. It doesn't really matter, we're out of everything anyways, but
you're not out though. I know it doesn't seem like anything's going to happen, but you're not out.
Technically, we're not out because it's 6 points behind Spurs, but it's over.
Yeah, but Spurs.
Even though when we beat Spurs, when Ronaldo hat-trick, we was, I think, 2 points ahead of them, and now we're 6 points behind. So that was a crazy swing, because that United Liverpool Spurs game was not long ago. So the fact that that swung like that so quickly just showed how bad we've been. Just showed how really bad we've been. Because if you beat Everton, you're 3 points behind, still on. Then beat Norwich, we now same level of points as if Spurs lose. Then we're back in it. But these players are not been built for winning at all. They're all serial losers, apart from Ronaldo, but he's old. But yeah, City, Liverpool is still on.
Leicester fought back and they're 2-1 up.
Damn it.
Then it's 93rd minute, so I think Leicester are going to win. Leipzig are beating Atalanta 2-0 in the 93rd minute.
He scores 4. I know Nkuku scores 1.
Yeah, Nkuku again, penalty in the 87th minute.
You know what? He's been linked to us recently. I'm not quite sure where he plays. Does he play up top? Does he play like a 10? I'm not quite sure where he plays. Every time I watch him, he's like up top. Then I don't want another Bruno in my team, so it's really a lot of.
No, I'm pretty sure he plays up front.
Him and Bruno. You know what? Him and Bruno can work together because they both can drop. Bruno can go up top sometimes, and he can drop. It might work. I think I can see what Tim was thinking if he gets him. But
it'd be a great signing as well.
Yeah, but I would prefer Darwin Núñez, to be honest with you.
Oh, he played great yesterday.
Yeah, he was. His finishing is actually insane. How can you think Alisson? I don't remember someone dinking Alisson for a while. He just casually dinked him. It just marginally offside, but that finish was still a finish.
Yeah. We'll touch on the Champions League results. On Tuesday, we saw Bayern Munich lose to Villarreal. Drew 1-1 with Villarreal on the night, but get knocked out. We saw Chelsea beat Real Madrid 3-2 on the night, but unlucky, getting eliminated 5-4 on aggregate.
Sensational game. That was
what a fucking game of football that was. We say it time and time again. You can't count out Real Madrid or any Spanish team when it comes to Champions League football.
I don't know why. Every time they always have the heritage, especially Real Madrid.
Honestly,
always.
You can't count them out. They're too good for you to just dismiss them. Because I know I was talking to my friends at uni, I was like, oh yeah, no, we beat Real Madrid last season, we'll beat them again. It's not that simple. You're talking about 13-time champions.
And they've got they've got literally a whole spine of winners. Like goalkeeper Courtois obviously hasn't won Champions League, but he's been in the finals. You've got Alaba, who's won it twice. Yeah. You've got Casemiro, who's won it 3 times.
That midfield as well. Casemiro, Modric, Bruce.
Especially Modric. Oh, wow.
Modric, he looks like he hasn't lost a fucking beat.
How is he still playing world class at 36?
That's ridiculous. Do you see his assist of the weekend, I think it was, to Benzema?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if was it? I can't remember if it was on the weekend or if it was on the match on Tuesday. One of them.
Yeah, it was in the Champions League game. I mean, in the European League. Sorry, there was an assist to Benzema, and he followed up with a better assist in Champions League.
Yeah.
How do you do that? The pass to Rodrigo, it was 3-0 Chelsea. Chelsea had all the momentum. Modric just killed that momentum completely with that pass. When he made that pass in Champions League, the other players are thinking, Luka Modric just took the game off us. What can you do? He just did an outside boot pass straight into Rodrigo's feet away. He can't miss.
Yeah.
It's still great feature from Rodrigo, but what a pass from Modric. And that killed the game for me. Then obviously Vinicius and Benzema again link up. And then Benzema, he don't miss. That guy, even when he had a header at the crossbar, people said he should have scored. Still a hard header. I don't know, you're not supposed to score every time. But the second time you give him a chance, he's scoring and he knocks you out again. And Karim Benzema, I'm thinking Man City have a bit of a problem dealing with him.
No, they definitely will.
They do have a problem dealing with him because then Vinicius, it's not the same Vinicius they faced 2 years ago, where Varane made remember that game where Varane basically let Jesus score twice?
Yeah.
That same game, you don't have, first of all, Real Madrid don't have Varane anymore. Second of all, Vinicius is not that same Vinicius where he kept missing chances. It's a new one. And also Benzema is even better than he was before.
Benzema is probably the best player in the world at the moment.
Right now he's the best player in the world.
Yeah.
If they go to the final, that will be a problem for any team. Whoever, Villarreal or Liverpool, it should be Liverpool. But even with Villarreal, we still can't count them up because they can get one goal, bang, it shut up. And they're like Atletico without a shithousery.
Speaking of Atletico, 0-0 yesterday against Manchester City. 1-0 Man City go through fucking ridiculous game. Liverpool did go through 6-4 in aggregate. A 3-3 game against Benfica.
I caught that game at the last 10 minutes of it. Just watching Núñez and I literally saw him score like 2 offside goals in a row, and then one one where Alisson made a world-class save towards the near post.
What a fucking save.
That was ridiculous. It hit the post as well. That's how close it was to going in. It was a crazy finish and even better save.
I think if that goes in, we talk about how Liverpool might have been eliminated.
It could have been, because they had a lot of chance after that. So, and it was an offside goal too, but it was just about offside. But yeah, Nunes is incredible. But yeah, that Atletico Madrid game, Savage he's living up to his surname. Because
I honestly, I know they went out to just piss off the City players, but fucking hell.
They went on another level of doing it because Savage was putting Foden on the floor. He was grabbing Grease's hair. He was trying to find him in the tunnel. They were just Felipe guy basically just got himself sent off for no reason because there was no need to kick Foden on the floor. What was the point? It's still 0-0.
It was so funny, Savage pulling him off the pitch. When Foden's rolling back on, he just grabs him and pulls him off.
Grabbing him, trying to drag him around. I'm like, what are you trying to get yourself sent off? It's only 0-0.
I'm expecting both teams to be fined for it. Yeah,
there will be. There was no control. Police were involved.
Yeah, the tunnel after the game, crazy.
With Kyle Walker and Fasalka, weird because Fasalka, I don't know how he got involved. He wasn't playing, and he tried to throw a headbutt, but you were far away. I'm not quite sure what he was trying to do there. But I think they'll get fined, but you won't be mad for City because they're through and they're facing Real Madrid, which won't be as hostile for sure. But it'll be great game to watch. But Champions crazy.
Speaking of City, De Bruyne went off. Seemingly seemed like he went off injured with his ankle, and Kyle Walker also went off injured, looking in a bad way.
That's a massive.
So both of them could be out for the FA Cup match.
One of them, Kyle Walker could be out for the. Cancelo is definitely to be out for suspended anyways.
Yeah.
So Cancelo could be out, and Kyle Walker is a race for him to be fit for the Real Madrid game. So he's definitely out for Liverpool, which is a big miss because.
But De Bruyne, I think, is a massive miss as well.
Yeah, because he always that burst of pace. Fabinho can't handle it, and I'm not quite sure who else in that team would do the same. Probably have to drop Foden into the 10. Hopefully, he tries to do something, but it will be a massive miss.
I'm assuming Mahrez is going to start the weekend.
Yeah, Mahrez and Sterling will be. I think Jesus will be up top, maybe.
Yeah. For the FA Cup, we do know it's Liverpool versus Man City, and in Chelsea versus Palace on Sunday, which I think Palace might win. I know Chelsea look like they're getting back into form, but I think if Palace what I will say, Palace versus Chelsea earlier this season, not at Stamford Bridge, but at Selhurst Park. Palace only lost 1-0 to an Alonso goal in the 89th minute. Palace didn't score because they didn't have a striker on the pitch. Now they've got Mateta, who's really in form. He scored against Everton, I believe he did. He scored against Arsenal. And now he's coming into this game in form.
But the one little caveat I have for Palace is no Gallagher.
Yeah.
That's the big
I
hate it, man.
I think they need to get rid of that rule where you can't play against your parent club. It's so dumb.
You loaned him to a Premier League team, you're risking the opportunity of him doing something to you. So what?
Exactly.
In fact, it's a good benefit because when you bring him back, you're a quality player. He does looks out of Cup. You're keeping him on our team.
He's going to have to prove himself against the players as well.
Yeah, you'll prove it against your potential teammates. Like, I'm betting you.
Yeah.
Whereas you not playing and then it hinders Palace and it just makes the team. I don't know, man. I don't like that rule. That's why I like the European rule where you can just do it regardless.
Yeah.
You're facing your parent team, who cares? Yeah, it's a great rule because it should be applied to everywhere because it's a loan for a reason. You're not loaning and you're not facing a team that you got loaned by. That's dumb. Now Palace are mad disadvantage because they're not the best players playing.
I think you might see Eze or Elise take that role.
Which is, I mean,
but I'm assuming it's going to be McCarthy and Kouyaté.
I think it should go from Kouyaté, McCarthy, and Eze.
Yeah.
Eze can glide past people when he works hard himself. Not obviously Gallagher's different level work rate, but Eze still has the quality to disrupt people. So yeah, it's not like you have a bad downgrade. That's a great It's a great player. Well,
and I will be there on Sunday.
Well, you got tickets or?
Yeah. I got tickets to the match. Oh, it's gonna be lovely. I'm going up to Wembley tomorrow because of fucking what's it? You see TFL, They've got engineering works all weekend.
Oh, wow.
So Friday to Monday. So I figured if I leave tomorrow, I can watch the Liverpool game there because my cousins live in Wembley, and then I can go to the Palace game and stay there overnight.
Yeah, that's better because you don't want the what you call traffic. I mean, travel disruptions long.
Yeah.
Apparently, Liverpool City have a problem with travel.
Yeah, there's no trains coming into London from Manchester or Liverpool. So there's like loads of coaches coming down from Liverpool and Manchester to take the fans to Wembley.
I mean, Wembley's got a stadium.
I think that explains why it's a 3:30 kickoff.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Because it would not make sense for it to be 5:30, which usually be.
Yeah, 5 or 6. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah. It'd be silly. Next time for Liverpool. So
to close off, usually we do predictions about football, but we're going to do our predictions for the NBA playoffs. Specifically, just the last 2 games of the play-ins in the first round, because we don't know who's going to face each other after that.
Yeah.
So we'll go. I think tonight, Atlanta versus Cleveland. Who do you think's going to win?
That's tonight.
I think that it should be tonight.
Oh, where they're playing straight like back to back. They played last night, I swear.
Or it might be tomorrow then. It might be tomorrow night. Yeah.
Atlanta versus Cleveland. I'm going for Atlanta. Trae Young. I can't go against Trae Young. Although if Jarrett Allen's back, that's a big problem for Hawks. Because they got someone that can stop Clint Capella. Because Capella's been moving like Hakeem recently. And he ain't that good. Because when he's up against an athletic big like Allen, he struggles. So I'm going for, even if Allen's back or not, Trae Young's going to go and make a playoffs. Trae Young's going through.
Yeah, I'm going Atlanta as well. Then the other side in the Western, New Orleans versus the Clippers. Clippers.
Even though Reggie Jackson was absolutely diabolical against Minnesota, he's the reason why they don't win. Because if this kid the ball to Paul George, Clippers win. But he was looking off Paul George. I hate when people do. I hate when the worst players look off the best players in a game where you have to kick the ball to the best players. Like it happens with a lot of Warriors when you see the scrubs trying to shoot when Steph Curry's right in front of you. But anyways, Clippers will go through it shortly.
Oh yeah, I'm going Clippers as well. Then I will add this while the podcast has been going on. Ben Simmons is targeting a round 1 return between games 4 and 6. Steph Curry is on track for game 1. And Luka Doncic is going to miss game 1 at least.
Ooh, at least. Wait, so they're trying to say that there's a hope that he might be back for them.
There's a hope that he'll be back for the rest of the series, but he's going to miss game 1.
Spencer Dinwiddie's take your time, mate. It's Spencer Dinwiddie's time.
So, since we both went Clippers, we'll start off in the West. Phoenix versus the Clippers.
This is tough, but they need Kawhi to beat the Suns. But Paul George did take the game 6 last season. But Ray Jackson is going to shoot tour dates, 1 of 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
So because of Ray Jackson, I have to go for Suns.
Okay. What's the score then?
The Suns will win in game 6.
So you're 4-2.
Yeah, 4-2.
I think I'll go 4-1 Suns.
So
I do think the Suns are not as sweet, but basically it would be like Suns Clippers, and then Suns would just go 3 in a row.
Yeah, it looks like that. One other game.
Dallas Utah.
Now, if Doncic was here, I'm going Dallas all day of the week. But because this Doncic thing is up like here, I'm still going for Dallas. Spencer Dinwiddie will do something to them.
I'm going Dallas in 7. I don't think it's going to be easy for them.
I'm going for Dallas in 7 too.
Yeah. Your boys, Golden State versus Denver.
Well, I was watching clips of Steph Curry in shoot around and all that, and he looks sharp as hell.
Yep.
And also he's dunking, so his ankle's very fine. He does really dunk as well, so his ankle's obviously perfect. And that's great because we need Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
And Jordan Poole's playing very well. Klay Thompson's back, by the way. He looks really good. I think he was even better than 2019 because usually 2019 he was very 3-point heavy. Now he's going towards the mid range now, and he's defensively he looks like he's better. So because of that, I'm going for Warriors in 6.
I was also going to say Warriors in 6
because 2-time MVP is not getting into my sweep. Surely not. It'll be very embarrassing if it does though, because how would they give the MVP? When are they going to give the MVP award?
Before the finals or during the finals?
Oh,
I think.
wait, the actual MVP of the season. They'll give
I think
that
they
late?
do. They do it that late.
Serious?
I think so. I might be completely wrong. I think usually it's before or around the time of the finals.
That'll make it a bit awkward if it was ever if Steph Curry goes crazy and like we sweeps them in 5. Then it will embarrass. But at the same time, can you blame Jokic? He's got a team where there's no Jamal Murray. He might be back, but he might not be.
I don't think he'll be back.
Even if he comes back, Andrew Wiggins got him up. So I'm not really worried about that. So yeah, it'll be in 6, I think, hopefully.
Yeah. Memphis Timberwolves.
That is going to be electric because that's 2 teams where they haven't really made the playoffs recently.
Yeah.
Well, one of them has last season, but it doesn't really count because they're young. But this could be so sick because it's that and Edwards, he was first round pick last season or 2 seasons ago, and then Ja Morant, who's basically one of the best players in the league. So this is going to be very interesting.
And Memphis look good with or without Ja as well.
That's the thing. And that's why I have to go for Memphis because KAT is terrible when it comes to the playoffs. Because of that, I'm going for Memphis in 5.
I can see that. I can see Memphis in 5.
Yeah,
I don't expect Timberwolves to make it easy for them, but like
no, they won't be.
Yeah.
Beverly will be on Ja Morant like a hawk.
Yeah.
So
people getting onto the Timberwolves the other day for celebrating like they just won the championship.
Yeah. He said something about he started laughing in his tweets and said, "Oh, why they mention my name?" Well, I mean, first of all, they're facing you, so that's probably why they mention your name. And second of all, you lot talk a lot, and they talk a lot. So it's 2 teams that talk a lot face each other. So it should be a great game to watch. But Minnesota got too much quality, surely, and they got a lot of experience with Steven Adams. So
Yeah.
I think that pushes them through to beat them.
Then we go to the East. Miami versus Atlanta is what we're going for.
Miami in 6.
I'll go Miami in 5, I think. I do trust Miami to get the job done.
I don't know, Miami, they're weird because I'm not quite sure why the bench players are best scorer. That puts me off. How can Tyler Hero be a best scorer? I'm not sure that's a team I should be going past Hawks. Because Hawks got a lot of ping like Gallinari. He can beat you by himself. Yeah. You know what? That's my wild shout of the round.
You got Hawks
to beat them in 7. Let's go.
Fair enough.
I'm going for Trae.
Trae Young to play the villain again.
Yeah.
That'd be great. It'd be so much fun to watch.
At Miami, so they're almost as hostile, not as hostile as New York Knicks, but they're quite there. So I would love for him to rattle them too. That'd be class.
6 is Toronto. We did talk about this before.
That game is a sticky one for the Sixers.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna turn on Joel Embiid because it's Joel Embiid.
I think
player record is not great, and Nick Nurse is a terrorist because he loves to swarm with everyone's best players.
Yeah.
Do you not see Jalen Green's record where he's like 31-40, 31-40, and then Raptors to 8 because they don't let him shoot more than 8 times.
Yeah.
So it's crazy how much he stops anyone that's in form. So things like that puts me off them. So I'm going for Sixers and 6.
I'm gonna go 6s and 7.
Oh yeah, that's good.
They're a weird team. Dingy, what's his name? Thibault, I think he's out for games 4 and 5, or 3 and 4 even because he's not vaccinated.
Yeah, that is sticky. Very
sticky. Milwaukee, Chicago.
Milwaukee in 4.
I genuinely think Milwaukee are going to sweep them.
I can't see. Maybe Zach LaVine could turn up, but then if he turns up, then Ja Rule will stop him. Yeah, man, I can't see it.
I don't see anything other than a Milwaukee sweep.
Yeah, it's a sweep. Vucevic is not enough, to be honest.
This one I think, is very interesting.
Yeah.
Celtics versus the Nets.
This is crazy. I'm going for. I don't know who to go for.
I think this goes to 7.
It's definitely going to. Robert Williams not being there is the reason why it could have been 6 for Celtics, but Celtics can still win. But if Rob Williams was there, it'll be just too much for us Nets to go past. But KD, I'm not ruling out KD. I can't do it.
I am.
Who are you going for?
I'm going Brooklyn. I think Kyrie is too good at the moment for them not to go through. Although I would like to see the Celtics go through because they have been great all season. We did say it before. The Celtics are the dark horse.
Yeah, we did. And they all turn out to be one. If they beat the Nets, whoa. That is scary.
I think it depends what Kyrie does. Yeah. I know KD is going to beat KD. He's going to do what he does.
KD buckets. He always do it.
But Kyrie specifically.
It's like Jokic with Nuggets.
Yeah.
Jokic will always be Jokic. There's no point stopping him. Just slow him down. Jokic will always be Jokic. He'll get you 30, 10, 11. But it's whether Monte Morris stops you. Likewise, KD will always get you KD. It's whether Kyrie and Seth Curry can stop you.
Kyrie is in form. We do talk about Ramadan Kyrie. But the question is...
I'm going for Celtics in 7.
Yeah, Celtics in 7.
Jaylen Brown might
Fair
just
enough.
do crazy. I don't know.
I want to see what Kyrie does. I know he has a lot of bad blood with the Celtics.
Yeah.
So it'd be very interesting to see how that plans out. Do you know, I'm going Celtics. I'm not going to go Nets. But I wouldn't be so. I'm not going to say. I wouldn't be surprised if the Nets do go through.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to. No way.
But then we're possibly setting up Miami, Philly, Bucks, Brooklyn. In the second round.
No, the East is way more narratives than the West. Because the West, Suns are going to the rest of the conference finals.
Yeah.
It's almost guaranteed them. Whereas, obviously, Memphis and Warriors, that could be a problem. And obviously, if Denver could be... Actually, no, it'll be probably Warriors, Memphis. That's the only storyline I can see. Whereas the East, there's everything. Raptors could go past Sixers. Who knows?
Yeah.
And that could be Joel Embiid, Harden, meltdown. They probably will split apart. Who knows?
I'd expect them to keep... Obviously, I think Harden's going to stay. I don't think he'd force his way out.
Yeah,
but what's going to be interesting is what they do with the coach. I know Doc Rivers is going to stay, but the question is, who do they bring in?
I haven't got a clue for Sixers because Lakers also want a coach, and they've been linked with Nick Nurse and Quinn Snyder.
Yeah, I think what's his name? Doc Rivers is linked with the Lakers as well.
Yeah, and Mark Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't know how those two. Doc Rivers and Lakers beat Spanter. They'll be like Man United, really.
I think I heard it somewhere. D'Antoni to the Sixers.
So Rockets, former Rockets manager, is he not?
Yeah.
That works.
Which is all right.
Yeah, that will be all right. It won't be the worst appointment, but it won't be the greatest. So it'll just be decent.
He did get the most out of Harden, though.
Yeah. Well, I don't just Harden. It's not like he's not trying. It's just that his burst is gone.
Yeah.
Well, his first step where he used to go past people.
If D'Antoni comes in, bring back the Harden of the Rockets to the Sixers, then you go Embiid as well.
Different ball game altogether. But this Harden, it's not worrying me at all. If I was a Raptors fan.
Yeah.
Although he could turn up, he's still James Harden, so you don't want to give him any opportunity to shoot.
But he has to turn up now.
He has to turn up. Embiid will turn up. It's whether you turn up with him too.
Yeah.
It's likewise with all the best teams. Like it's whether their teammates turn up. And the Nuggets have no Jamal Murray, so the Warriors shouldn't worry. Whereas KD and Kyrie as a duo scares any team.
Yeah.
But if Celtics goes past them, Celtics going to the finals. That's my call. They'll beat the Bucks. That'll be my orange call. If they beat the Nets, they'll beat the Bucks. But yeah, that's my call.
Fair enough. Cool. Everyone, thank you very much for watching. It is nearly iftar time, so we have to go.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you very much. We'll be back again next week, hopefully. We didn't do a debate episode this week, but next week we'll get back onto that. Thank you very much for watching, and peace out.
Peace.